Alright, it took a little bit longer to upload the first part of that video, and so I'm at work, so I had to keep working. I went ahead and capped this board. I wish I would have filmed this one first because it was really basic, and all the caps came out real easily. Got it all plugged back in. It's ready to go. Now I'm on the video board that goes tight on this thing. Video board that goes here. And let's see. Working on it right here. Now this board is a little bit more difficult. The solder is tough on it, so what I had to do was add some flux and then add some fresh solder to the points on the caps so that I can actually get this solder off. Alright, so try to keep this in frame. I've already done, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so I'm on this one now. Basically, I'm going to heat up one side, and then I'm going to try to pull it this way so that I can get one leg out. And I don't have a desoldering iron, which I should, as much as I do this kind of stuff. So it wasn't so bad, came out pretty quick. Like I said, took some flux and then just kind of rubbed it on the points that I was going to work on, and then I added some fresh solder. This is a thicker solder than I normally would want to use on this, but that's what I got handy, so that's what I'm using. It'll work. Alright, so now I'm going to go onto this leg and push the cap that way and try to free it up. Okay, so as you can see, it's kind of coming away from the board a little bit. Keep going. Left and right, left and right. Hope I'm in frame. I'm going to do a better video of how to do change these capacitors and stuff whenever I'm filming with Mike. That way I can just film him doing it and show it a little bit easier. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my finer tip soldering iron and I'm going to try to solder out what's left over from the solder that was in the joint. So hopefully I can get it out of here, at least close. This guy doesn't want to heat it up at all. Alright, I got one out. Come on. There we go. Almost got it. This is the old-fashioned way. Hopefully I'm all right in here. Oh, damn it. Too shaky to do this. Alright, so I know it's this cap here, which is a 35 volt, 470 microfarad. And then with these caps, let me make sure I show this on camera. Call them caps for short, it's capacitors. And the rating is, let's see, right here. Focus in. Alright, well that's where it's it says the rating there. You can kind of see it's a little better. Okay, and you have one leg is longer than the other, and that is going to be your positive leg. And then the other way you can tell is this stripe that goes down one side is on the shorter leg, and that is going to be your negative. And hopefully on your board it's marked with a positive sign. Sometimes it's not. One thing that I do to make sure that I got it right is whenever I take the cap out, I make sure that I know which side has the stripe so that it's negative. But this board, I already know, it's marked pretty well. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, I got one side clear, and that's the positive side, so it's the longer leg. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that through, and then get the short leg where I'm going to try to clear out a little bit of this hole from the bottom, or from the top. Try to get the leg in there a little bit. Alright, this is kind of a pain in the butt. So I'm just going to heat up the end of that until I can get it to push through. Alright, gotta do it pretty simple. Now what I do is I take the longer leg and I bend it over flush to hold the cap on the board. Get this heat up, there's a little bit of solder on there. That's good. Okay, and then you want to bend this leg back up, because if you ever have to do this again, they are bare to get out if you don't have straight legs. It just makes it easier on yourself. That's that one. Oop. Make sure I get that, because I don't want little kids to step on anything sharp in here. Okay, so I get that cap, and then what I do is make a little X, or a little circle or something, lets me know that I've done it. So then I've got all these done, I just need to do these on the side. And we'll go ahead and see what cap this is. 35, 470. These are 35, 220s. 35, 1000s. $470. Do a couple more caps and show you. I'll go for this guy right here. Same thing, I've already added extra solder, fresh solder and flux to this to make it a little easier. See, a little bit in the way. So I'm going to apply pressure this way, and then I'm going to heat up that leg. Okay, got to move a little bit, and I'm going to do the opposite. Okay, just do that till I walk it out. 35 volt, 470, and I also make sure that the positive leg is away from me. Let's try to get this big blob of solder out that I put on there. This guy here. Most of it. I'm always shaky, so I can never get it to do what I want it to do. Almost. You also don't want to have too much heat on this for too long, because you will lift the solder pad. I don't think I'm going to have a problem with it on this one, because it just doesn't seem to heat it up enough. Alright, so this one I did not clear a hole out, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult. You might as well see what I'm dealing with, because you will have to do this. Okay, so I'm just going to have to hold the leg in while I heat it up. goes through. Alright, I'll make sure this other leg's in spot. Create some right spot. Alright, not too bad. Same thing with this one. I'll take the long leg and bend it over flush. And that holds it in place. I'm going to solder the big leg. This big thick solder like this is hard to do a nice clean job on this thing, but it's going to be inside of a TV. Nobody's ever going to see it except for me, so I'm not really worried about it. It'll get the job done. This won't be as pretty. And then when you're cutting your legs off, you want to cut it just above where the solder is, because if you cut it into the solder, you could actually create a cracked solder joint and you won't have continuity. Okay, so that was this guy right here. You can see some of mine are kind of lopsided, and that's from when I bend the leg and it doesn't quite stay flush with the board. That's okay, that happens. Alright, so I'm going to go with this guy here next. I'll do just a couple more with these with you guys, and then I'll cut back to putting the TV all back together, and we'll see how our job went. I think it'll be alright though, considering the other one turned out good. The other one was actually a first edition. This janky stand I bought at a yard sale for $1. This thing still long enough. Alright, it did not come all the way out. This is where a desoldering iron would really come in handy. Just clear these little holes right out. The cap would just fall out when I'm done. I just don't have the cash to buy one. $300 some for the one I want. Table, I just screw through it. Alright, so that one, I forgot to look at it, is also 35 volt 470. That's what this is. Alright, so this one's going to be a little bit tougher because the hole that's filled with solder still is the positive leg. Same thing, and just kind of put pressure on it. Got her started. This isn't very difficult if you're wanting to try it. It's just time consuming, and you definitely got to make sure you double and triple check your work, because if you get one of these caps in backwards, it could explode. You could take other parts with it, turn a simple job into a pain, or even something that may be unrepairable. Come on. This one won't cooperate. Slowly get it in there. Just a little bit at a time. This is boring. I'll cut after this one. Slowly working it in. And those of you guys that are good at this stuff and other techs, you'll know that this is a pain in the ass. And if I had a desoldering gun, it would have been done 5 minutes ago. Zip, zip, zip. Alright, got it in there. I don't really have to worry about this one coming out because it is not going to fall out. I really shouldn't have to add it anymore, but I'm going to anyway, just to be sure. That was an ugly one. Alright. Cut the leaves off. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 more to go. Like I said, I'll go ahead and finish this off camera because I know it's a little boring, and I'll come back and we'll finish it all up. Thanks for watching.